Have you ever looked at an old remedy and thought, well, if Grandma swore by it, it must be good for me? Castor oil is one of those age-old household staples tucked away in medicine cabinets for generations. Some use it for constipation, others for joint pain, even to grow thicker eyelashes. But here's the truth many don't talk about. Castor oil, while natural, can actually be dangerous if used the wrong way. Yes, this old-fashioned remedy, when misused, can cause more harm than good, especially for those of us in our golden years. And today, we're diving into 9 critical mistakes that people often make with castor oil. Mistakes that could seriously affect your health, or even worse, cost you your life. Now, don't get me wrong, castor oil can be helpful when used properly. It's packed with natural compounds that support healing and reduce inflammation. But here's the catch. Just because something is natural doesn't mean it's safe in all situations. That's why I want to have this honest conversation with you. You see, as we age, our bodies become more sensitive. The same remedy that worked fine in our 40s might behave very differently in our 70s or 80s. And while doctors often focus on prescriptions, many of us turn to trusted home remedies like castor oil. But unless you know the right way to use it and the dangers to avoid, you could unknowingly put yourself at serious risk. So today, let's walk through the 9 fatal mistakes people often make with castor oil, especially seniors. I'll also share simple ways to avoid them so you can stay safe and still enjoy the benefits. Let's begin with mistake number 1. Mistake number 1, taking too much internally. You may have heard someone say, just take a tablespoon of castor oil to get things moving. And while castor oil is a known laxative, especially in traditional home remedies, here's where things get dangerous. The dosage matters more than you might think. Castor oil works by stimulating the muscles in your intestines to contract, which helps move waste through your system. But when you take too much, those contractions become excessive and forceful. That's when you start running into real problems, especially for seniors. Taking too much internally can cause severe abdominal cramping, the kind that leaves you hunched over in pain. Sudden, intense diarrhea, which can lead to dehydration very quickly. Loss of vital electrolytes like potassium and sodium. This imbalance can cause weakness, confusion, and even fainting. Irregular heart rhythms. In extreme cases, electrolyte loss can affect your heart's rhythm, especially if you're already on heart or blood pressure medications. And it's not just about how much you take, it's also how often. Some people make the mistake of using castor oil like a daily fix for constipation. That's extremely risky. Overuse can lead to dependency, meaning your body becomes less capable of having a natural bowel movement without it. For seniors, this can quickly spiral into a cycle of gut dysfunction. Here's another concern. Absorption rates change with age. As we grow older, our liver and kidneys process substances more slowly. What might be a normal dose for a younger adult could hit a senior much harder. If you already have heart conditions, kidney disease, or take diuretics, the risks are even greater. What to do instead? If your doctor approves internal use, always start small. A teaspoon, not a tablespoon, is the safer choice, and only occasionally, not regularly. Never self-prescribe castor oil, and don't rely on outdated advice passed down without medical backing. There are gentler, safer options out there. Prunes, psyllium husk, warm water with lemon, or magnesium citrate can all help with regularity without the intense side effects. When it comes to internal use, castor oil isn't something to take lightly. In the wrong dose, it's not just uncomfortable, it can be dangerous. Mistake number 2, using it with certain medications. Here's something most people overlook, but it's crucial for seniors. Castor oil can interact with the medications you take every day. And while it may seem harmless because it's natural, this oil can cause serious problems when combined with certain prescriptions. Let's break it down. Castor oil works as a stimulant laxative. It makes your intestines contract and push things through faster. But that same process can also speed up how quickly your body processes medications. And that's not always a good thing. For example, if you're on blood pressure medications, castor oil might reduce how much of the drug your body absorbs. That could leave your blood pressure uncontrolled. If you're taking diuretics, often called water pills, you're already at risk for losing fluids and electrolytes. Castor oil adds to that risk, and together they can lead to severe dehydration, muscle weakness, or dizziness. If you're on blood thinners like warfarin, there's another danger. Castor oil can cause loose stools and, in some cases, irritation in the gut, which may increase the risk of bleeding, especially in older adults with sensitive digestive systems. Even painkillers or arthritis medications can be affected. When castor oil speeds up digestion, it can reduce how long the medicine stays in your system. That means less relief from pain and more risk of side effects if the drug isn't processed correctly. Also, consider this. As we age, our liver and kidneys slow down. They're not filtering medications at the same rate they used to. So any interaction, even a minor one, can have a stronger impact on a senior body. What to do instead? Before adding castor oil to your routine, even if it's just a dab on the skin, check with your doctor or pharmacist. Bring a full list of your prescriptions, over-the-counter meds, and supplements. Even topical use can matter, because castor oil can be absorbed through the skin, especially when used over large areas or under heat. That 5-minute conversation with your healthcare provider could prevent days or weeks of uncomfortable or dangerous side effects. Natural doesn't always mean safe, especially when you're managing multiple medications. Mistake number 3, applying it to broken skin. Castor oil has been praised for generations. It softens dry skin, soothes joint pain, and even helps with inflammation. Many seniors use it for conditions like arthritis or cracked heels. But here's a critical warning. Never apply castor oil to broken or open skin. It might feel natural to reach for castor oil when your skin is irritated or wounded, but doing so can actually make things worse. Why? Because castor oil is thick and occlusive. It creates a barrier over the skin. That's helpful when the skin is intact, but when there's a cut, scrape, or sore, it can trap bacteria underneath. This creates the perfect environment for infection to grow. What's more, seniors tend to heal more slowly. Whether due to age, diabetes, or circulation issues, wounds need careful management. Introducing castor oil too early, before the skin is closed, can delay healing or lead to complications like redness, swelling, or pus formation. Some people also experience mild allergic reactions or skin sensitivity to castor oil. When used on broken skin, those effects can be magnified and lead to discomfort or even chemical irritation. What's the safer approach? Wait until the wound is fully closed, scabbed over, and no longer raw before applying castor oil. At that stage, it can help moisturize and reduce leftover scarring. But if you're dealing with diabetic ulcers, pressure sores, or chronic wounds, skip the home remedies entirely. Always check with your doctor or a wound care specialist. Remember, healing skin needs to breathe, not be smothered. What feels soothing in the moment could silently cause harm if the wound isn't ready for it. Mistake number 4, using it too close to bedtime. It's a common assumption. I'll take castor oil at night so it works by morning. Sounds convenient, right? But for seniors, this is one of the worst times to take it, especially if you're using it internally. Castor oil works as a stimulant laxative. Once ingested, it triggers strong intestinal contractions, often within 2 to 6 hours. And when that effect hits, there's no turning back. You may find yourself waking up in the middle of the night with sudden urgency, abdominal cramping, or an upset stomach. Now think about how valuable sleep is, especially in your golden years. Many seniors already face challenges like insomnia, restless legs, or frequent nighttime bathroom trips due to medications or prostate issues. Adding castor oil to the mix before bed only increases those disruptions. You're not just losing sleep, you're potentially setting yourself up for dehydration, lightheadedness, and a higher risk of falls, especially if you're groggy and rushing to the bathroom in the dark. And let's not forget, late-night digestive activity can trigger acid reflux, bloating, or discomfort that makes it even harder to get back to sleep. Sleep is when your body heals and recharges. Anything that interferes with that rhythm, like an ill-timed dose of castor oil, can impact your mood, energy, and immune function the next day. What's a better approach? If your doctor has approved castor oil for occasional constipation, take it early in the morning, ideally on an empty stomach. That gives your body time to react during the day when you're alert, hydrated, and near a bathroom. Always start with the lowest possible dose and monitor how your body responds. Even better, try gentler methods first. A warm glass of lemon water, a high-fiber breakfast like oatmeal with flaxseed, or a walk after meals can support digestion without disrupting your sleep. Remember, it's not just what you take, it's when you take it that matters. A good night's rest is worth protecting, and timing your remedies wisely is a big part of that. Mistake number 5, not doing a patch test, especially if you have sensitive skin. As we get older, our skin becomes thinner, more delicate, and often more reactive. What you used comfortably in your 40s or 50s might suddenly cause itching, burning, or rashes in your 70s or 80s. This is especially true with thick, penetrating oils like castor oil. Castor oil is rich in ricinoleic acid, a natural fatty acid that's fantastic for moisturizing, but it can also be too intense for sensitive or aging skin. Many people don't realize that it can clog pores, cause contact dermatitis, or trigger mild allergic reactions, especially if your skin barrier is already compromised due to dryness, medications, or conditions like eczema. That's why skipping a patch test is a risky mistake. You may think, it's just oil. What harm can it do? But applying it directly to large areas like your face, scalp, or joints without testing first could lead to days of discomfort. Even worse, seniors often have reduced sensation in certain areas, so you might not feel irritation until it's already spread. Reactions can include redness, bumps, flaking, or an uncomfortable burning sensation, all of which take longer to heal in mature skin. What should you do instead? Always perform a patch test, especially if you've never used castor oil before or haven't used it in years. Here's how. 1. Clean a small area of skin, either behind your ear or on the inner part of your forearm. 2. Apply a pea-sized drop of castor oil and leave it on. 3. Wait 24 hours without washing the area. Point 4. Monitor for signs of redness, swelling, itching, or bumps. If nothing appears, you're likely in the clear to use it more broadly. But if there's even mild irritation, don't ignore it. Your skin is telling you it's not a good fit. A few minutes of caution can save you from days of discomfort. When it comes to skin care, especially in your senior years, gentleness and testing first are the best policies. Mistake number 6, using castor oil packs without medical guidance. Castor oil packs may sound like a natural and harmless remedy, something gentle you can do at home to ease aches, reduce inflammation, or support your digestion. But for seniors, using castor oil packs without medical supervision can lead to serious consequences. These packs typically involve soaking a flannel cloth in castor oil, placing it over the abdomen, and then applying heat, usually a hot water bottle or heating pad. The goal is to stimulate circulation and reduce inflammation in the targeted area, but what many don't realize is that this process can overstimulate internal organs, especially in aging bodies that are more sensitive to changes in heat and blood flow. If you have any underlying conditions like liver disease, kidney problems, high blood pressure, or vascular issues, applying heat directly over your abdomen can be risky. The castor oil itself penetrates deeply through the skin, and when combined with heat, it can potentially affect the way your organs function, sometimes too aggressively. Even seemingly mild reactions like dizziness, nausea, or a sudden drop in blood pressure are red flags. For those with certain types of cancer, especially in the abdominal area, increasing blood flow to tumors can be dangerous, something only a healthcare provider can assess properly. What's the safer route? Talk to your doctor first. If they give you the green light, start with a small area and use only gentle warmth, such as a warm towel instead of a heating pad. Monitor how your body responds. If you feel even slightly unwell, stop immediately. Natural remedies can be wonderful, but only when used with care. In the senior years, safety must always come first. A little guidance goes a long way. Mistake number 7, using it in or around the eyes without caution. Castor oil is often praised for its wide range of uses, from soothing sore joints to helping with hair growth. Lately, there's been a growing buzz online about using it for dry eyes, cataracts, or even to grow longer lashes and thicker eyebrows. But here's where it gets risky. Your eyes are not a place to experiment, especially in your senior years. The surface of the eye, including the tear ducts and cornea, is incredibly delicate. Introducing non-sterile castor oil, like the kind sold for skin or hair use, can lead to more harm than good. These over-the-counter versions are not designed for internal use or for sensitive mucous membranes like the eyes. They can contain impurities, unfiltered plant residues, or even trace chemicals from the manufacturing process. What could go wrong? Quite a bit. You might experience burning or stinging sensations, blurred vision that lasts for hours, watery, red, or itchy eyes, conjunctivitis, pink eye, and in severe cases, corneal inflammation or damage. Some people apply it along their eyelids hoping to grow lashes, but even that can backfire if the oil seeps into the eye. Seniors are particularly vulnerable because tear production naturally declines with age, making the eyes more sensitive and less capable of flushing out irritants. Here's what to do instead. If you're struggling with dry eyes or irritation, speak with an optometrist. There are safe, doctor-approved castor oil-based eye drops that are sterile and specifically formulated for ocular use. These are completely different from cosmetic or multi-purpose oils. If applying castor oil near your lashes or eyebrows, use extreme caution. Always choose cold-pressed, hexane-free, sterile options, and never let the oil drip or spread into your eye. Better yet, apply with a clean cotton swab and stay at least a fingertip away from the lash line. Your eyesight is precious. Don't take chances with it based on internet tips. Always choose safety and consult a professional before putting anything near your eyes. Mistake number 8. Not considering medication interactions. As we age, many of us take regular medications for various health conditions. Whether it's for heart health, diabetes, arthritis, or blood pressure, each medication works to balance specific functions in the body. While castor oil is natural, that doesn't mean it's free from risks, especially when mixed with prescription or over-the-counter drugs. One of the biggest mistakes seniors make is not considering how castor oil could interact with their medications. Castor oil works as a powerful stimulant laxative, meaning it encourages bowel movements by stimulating the intestines. While that might sound helpful for occasional constipation, it can pose significant risks when combined with certain medications. For example, if you're taking blood thinners, such as warfarin or aspirin, castor oil can affect the absorption and effectiveness of these medications. The increased movement in your digestive tract could cause you to absorb certain medicines too quickly or too slowly, leading to inconsistent dosing. Similarly, if you're using medications for high blood pressure, Castor oil's effect on the digestive system could cause electrolyte imbalances or dehydration, which in turn may lower your blood pressure too much or interfere with the effectiveness of your medication. Another potential issue is for those on diabetic medications. Castor oil can sometimes cause blood sugar fluctuations by affecting your gut's absorption rate of nutrients. If you take insulin or other blood sugar regulating meds, this interaction could make it harder to maintain stable blood sugar levels. Even if you're on antidepressants or anti-anxiety medications, castor oil might exacerbate gastrointestinal side effects, leading to increased discomfort or nausea. The stimulant effect of castor oil can be unpredictable, making it harder to manage any digestive disturbances you're already experiencing due to medication. What can you do? Before using castor oil, always consult your doctor or pharmacist. They can advise on any potential risks or recommend safer alternatives. It's crucial to be aware of the interactions between castor oil and your medications to prevent unintended consequences. Your health should always come first, so take the time to double-check. Mistake number 9, using too much castor oil. It's easy to assume that if a little bit of something works well, then more of it must work better. However, when it comes to castor oil, more is not better, especially for seniors. Castor oil is a powerful substance and its effects can be intense. Whether you're using it for moisturizing dry skin, soothing joint pain, or promoting hair growth, using too much can lead to unwanted side effects. Seniors, in particular, may be more sensitive to overuse, as our skin and bodies change with age. If you're using castor oil topically, like on your skin, applying too much can cause irritation or clogging of pores. This can lead to breakouts, rashes, or even contact dermatitis, especially if your skin is already dry, thin, or sensitive. When you over-apply, the skin absorbs too much of the oil, leaving it sitting on the surface, which can feel heavy and greasy. The excess oil can also prevent the skin from breathing properly, which may exacerbate dryness in the long run. When used as a laxative, castor oil's potent effects on the digestive system can be dangerous if overused. Taking too much can lead to severe cramping, diarrhea, and dehydration, all of which are particularly risky for seniors. Excessive use of castor oil can disrupt your natural digestive rhythm and leave you feeling drained and weak. Dehydration, in particular, can cause a drop in blood pressure, making you more prone to dizziness or fainting, especially if you're already on medications that affect fluid balance. How much should you use? For topical use, a small amount, just a few drops, is usually enough to cover the desired area. For internal use, always follow the dosage instructions carefully and never exceed the recommended amount. If you're unsure of how much is safe, consult with a healthcare professional before starting. Less is more when it comes to castor oil. It's potent, and using it in moderation will help you avoid unnecessary complications and enjoy its benefits safely. Let's take a step back for a moment. Castor oil isn't the enemy. In fact, when used properly, it can be a helpful tool in your self-care toolkit. But like any tool, it must be used with care, respect, and understanding, especially in our later years when our bodies need a little extra attention. So, what have we learned today? Castor oil isn't always safe when taken internally. It can interact with medications and affect sensitive organs. Applying it incorrectly can cause infections or harm your eyes. And detoxing with it isn't as harmless as it sounds. But here's the good news. You're empowered now. You know what to look for, what to avoid, and how to make better choices for your health. That's what wisdom looks like. And isn't that the beautiful part about getting older? We may not move as fast, but we sure move smarter. If you found this video helpful, or if you've learned something new today, give it a like and hit that subscribe button. And if you know a friend or family member who swears by castor oil, share this video with them too. You just might save them from a serious mistake. We're building a community here where seniors support each other with real, practical wisdom. No gimmicks, just heart. Until next time, stay safe, stay kind to your body, and remember, growing older is a privilege, not a punishment.